Welcome to Positivity with Poe. Hello, world, and welcome to Positivity with Poe. My sugar biscuits, I am so happy and so blessed to come out of the oven straight to you to bring you season 2 of Positivity with Poe. Before we jump into anything, I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Wow You Radio. And in case you don't know, Wow You Radio is an indie online radio platform. That's right, my sugar biscuits, here to give people like you and me a voice to share with the world. Amen. Amen. And excuse me, let me get a real shout out to the owner and the best person of OG Media Productions. Hello. I want to give a special shout out to Tara Lewis and Crystal Glenn. Oh, yeah, I'm throwing all your governments out there. I know. You can't stand me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to jump into Are You Awake Yet? I ended season 1 with Are You Tired Yet? All right. So we're going to get into the bulk of that, about what that's about how Miss Poe B really just woke up. Okay. Because I was asleep after I ended season 1. I ain't going to lie to you, my sugar biscuits. I was missing some ingredients in my basket. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So when we get back, we will get into that. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you all for all the support thus far. Season 2 in general is about making a plan. And I wanted to start this episode with Are You Awake Yet? Because that's the beginning of how I started to make a plan for my life. And if you're sitting there wondering, well, what plan are you talking about, Miss Poe B? A plan to go to the grocery store? A plan to start a business? A plan to go on a date? How many plans do I need to make, Miss Poe B, to make my life better? Well, my sugar biscuits, we need to make all the plans, okay? All of the plans. Amen. Amen. So don't worry. I'm telling you, y'all, we got to jump into this. And as time is moving, as the days are pretty much just moving forward, we got to get to it. All right. We really got to get to it. You, me, your mama, and your cousins too. Come on, my sugar biscuits. It's time to wake up. It is time to know what we are capable of. It is time to stop believing in what our environments have told us and what we pretty much learned in survival mode. It's time to take the skills that we've gained in survival mode and put them into our new plan. So season 2 about with Positivity with Poe is just about all of that. I'm going to have guests on season 2 this time around. I'm going to have people like you and me on the show talking about how they made their plans. And let me tell you, a plan doesn't always mean planning. A plan does mean as it comes along. And I know that we have expectations, but now the expectations kind of dwindle away when you just get into reality. Reality teaches you, hey, I can make a plan, but I got to learn how to be flexible with my plans too in order to move along. Okay. So, guys, it's time. It's time. It's really time. And we're about to do it. So when we get back, we're jumping into it. Are you awake yet? Stay tuned. This is Wow You Radio, Positivity with Poe.
Did you know that BWCC is now streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio? Yep, that's right. Go to any of these platforms and search Black Women Connecting Communities. That's Black Women Connecting, CONNEXTING communities. Follow us and add us to your list of favorite podcasts.
Hello, welcome back to Positivity with Poe on Wow You Radio. And we are going to jump into the bulk of what we're getting into about Are You Awake Yet? So like I said, I pretty much ended season 1 with Are You Tired Yet? I talked about at the end of season 1 where nothing's really going to change unless you are exhausted. You know, it took extreme exhaustion from the same outcomes, the same lifestyle, the same results that put me into this position where I had to ask myself, am I awake yet? You know, I think that what ends up happening is we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to say, oh, well, I need to do this. I need to get this right. I need to move here. I need to go there. But we put so much pressure on ourselves. We don't take the time to actually exhaust ourselves from what we're used to doing. And I know that it's going to sound crazy, but nobody gets anything right on the first try. Nobody gets anything right, you know, the first go round. You got to hit some walls in order to break the walls down. And I know people are so scared. People are so scared to be wrong. People are so scared to make a mistake. You can't be afraid to make mistakes. You can't be afraid to hurt feelings. And that doesn't mean I want you to be rude and just say, okay, I'm going to go curse that person now because Ms. Poe said it's okay to hurt people's feelings. No, what I'm saying is that if you spent time, like I've spent a lot of time just holding in a lot of pain, holding in a lot of things to keep the peace. And sometimes you got to realize what's more important is your peace. It really is. You got to ask yourself, whatever I'm in right now, is it peaceful? Is it bringing me results? Is it bringing me happiness? You know, and really what ended up happening to me was as I moved back home, like I said in last season, towards the end of the last season, I moved back home and life pretty much shifted for me. Perspectives changed. Things just changed where it was like, I realized in my own life how I spent a lot of time keeping the peace. I spent a lot of time trying to make people happy. And I realized that my life is dwindling away. And even in these last 6 months, we're already 6 months into 2021. We only have another 6 months left, and then we're into a new year. And I realized in these 6 months, I still repeated the same pattern that I talked about in season 1, okay? And let me tell you, I am a prime example of I'm not perfect neither. And so I had to get tired to awaken into the state that I'm in now, where it's like I can no longer keep the peace for people's safety. You have to branch out because you look up and another year is going to go by and you're going to be stuck in the same exact environment, y'all. I'm trying to wake you up, my sugar biscuits. I'm trying to wake you up. When you awaken, there's a process of isolation that you will go through. Don't be afraid to be alone. And that was my thing. I think towards the beginning of 2021, it was that I was alone, you know, and it was like, wow, friends are falling, even families falling. Like things are just changing where I'm not around the people that have been distracting me from the things that I didn't want to face on the inside. I spent a lot of time just feeling alone. And because I spent a lot of time feeling alone, I didn't realize the emotions that I was feeling while I was alone was to wake me up. My sugar biscuits. When those emotions hit, those emotions that you don't want to feel, those emotions are here to tell you, hey, hello. We got something to deal with. We have something to be a part of. We have something to feel. We have something to process that we did not get out of our system, okay? And I know it's hard to face these things, but my sugar biscuits, you have to face these feelings, all right? And it's only going to happen when you are tired. It's only going to happen when you realize I can no longer keep going the way that I'm going, you know, because something doesn't feel right anymore. I can't unnotice things. I can't unfeel things. Things are starting to stick where I could just brush them off and say, oh, well, that's okay. That's no longer an option, okay? My sugar biscuits, the pressure is on right now. You see I'm sweating right now? Hold on and excuse me. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, excuse me. I'm letting you know because that's how intense it is to sit here with these feelings, to feel things you don't want to feel, and to just constantly escape these feelings. It's hard. It's hard. And we can escape these feelings with alcohol. We can escape these feelings with dating. We can escape these feelings with not knowing any better about how to manage. So my thing is you got to get used to the emotions. All right. The emotions are here to warn you. They're not here to hurt you. And as soon as you realize those bad feelings you don't want to feel, as soon as you let those feelings come through, you're going to understand, I've been feeling like this for a long time. I talk about this in season 1. But what I realized is what I didn't talk about is how I was running away from the feelings, and how in season 2, this is how I was able to say, I got to deal with this. I can't run away. I can't use the tactics of, okay, well, forgive myself. Okay, well, I recognize it's childhood trauma. Okay, well, I recognize that maybe I have some codependency issues. I can't say that I recognize all these things, but then not sit still with them. So in season 2, how to get out of that rut is that you really sit down and you realize these feelings are not here to harm me. These feelings are here to let me know I've been storing these things in for so long that I've distracted and numbed myself to the point that I think my identity is what I have in survival mode. What is survival mode? That's the mode that you're in so you don't face your pain. You don't face the years of pain. You don't go back to what happened to you at 5 years old. You don't go back to what happened to you back in 2006, back in 1996, back in 1926, however long it was ago. You don't go back there, and we don't go back there because I didn't realize at the time, it's just easier to just go escape that reality. I didn't realize that at the time. I just thought that, why do I keep having these feelings when I'm alone, but I don't have these feelings when I'm in front of anybody else? And then I realized, wow, I've had these feelings, but I've just been distracting myself. And so you're asleep. You're asleep the entire time you're doing that. When you awaken into your full self, you realize, oh my gosh, my feelings. Your feelings are like your inner child. And I would hear this all the time, parent your inner child. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? But it really is parenting yourself. It really is having some compassion for, I'm feeling feelings. I'm affected by things that I haven't let go of. I'm affected by things that still bother me to this day. And the way that I go and cope with it is by rejecting it. It's a form of self-hate, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to break it to you, my sugar biscuits, but you actually don't show yourself love when you can't sit still, but you want to go and have that one and this one, love you down and buy you stuff and take you out and all that stuff. And you want to be out and you want to go, just party or whatever it is that you want to do. You want to work your way through it. You want to be a workaholic. I know a lot of people like that too, where it's just like, okay, well, I'm alone, but now I'm going to just work my butt off and not take a break, because that's trauma you're running away from. You have to sit with your pain. You have to open it up. You have to say, I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to work. You have to not feel bad about the fact that when nobody's around, I feel extremely lonely. That loneliness is there because it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to show you, hey, you're not really lonely. You have just been feeling abandoned since you were a young age and you never dealt with it. The only thing you know is how to cover it up. So you feel lonely. It's an illusion. But when you get past that feeling of I feel lonely, you realize I feel a lot of other things, and the way that we block that out, the way that we actually show ourselves hate instead of love, we go out and get busy. We go out and distract ourselves. But the whole time, that feeling is still there. And then you're projecting, and then you're snapping on people, and then you get mad with people. Then you having breakdowns in the middle of the supermarket or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's a buildup. It comes out on the wrong things. It comes out on the wrong people. It comes out, it's seeping out because it's your body trying to tell you, trying to get your attention. It's like a little child. Imagine you have a child and your child is like, Mommy, Daddy, I'm hungry. Mommy, Daddy, I'm sad. Mommy, Daddy. And you just tell your child, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. I'm going to the bar. You going to tell your child you're going to the bar? That's exactly how it is. It's like rejecting yourself. So, my sugar biscuits, if you are awakening, you realize that this entire time you have been blocking out your feelings. This entire time you have been turning your feelings into, I can't deal with this. You've been turning your feelings into, not right now. You've been turning your feelings into, oh my gosh, it feels so bad that I just don't want to feel it. And that's like telling your child, imagine you had a child, that's like telling your child, I don't feel like being your parent today. I don't feel like working with you today. I don't feel like being bothered with you today. Are you really going to tell your child you don't feel like being bothered with them? What kind of parent are you? How could you tell your child that? I don't think you would tell your child that, would you? And if you would, let me get a sip of water for that, okay? Because you're wrong. You're wrong for that, and you know it. You need to be there for your children, okay? And in the same sense, you need to be there for yourself. That is the way we show up for ourselves. The best analogy I have is to treat your emotions like a child. You wouldn't neglect that child. You would make space for that child. If a child told you, oh, I got boo-boo, I really hurt myself, you going to tell your child, okay, dust yourself off, all right? But you ain't going to sit there and be like, stop all that crying. Get out my face. And if you are, my baby, you got to sit there and sit still, all right? You got to sit there and cope with it. So are you awake yet? It really essentially means, are you ready to get into the fact that I might have to isolate myself, and I might have to isolate myself because I realize my body is trying to get my attention. I realize that I'm actually projecting self-hate by constantly numbing what's going on inside. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Your emotions are not there so you don't feel them. Your emotions are there to let you know this is what's been going on, hit after hit. You got to think about that. The moment you experience rejection, the moment you experience sadness, anger, your body stores all of that. If you've never really sat and dealt with it, but you just say, that don't bother me. Whatever. I'm going to just keep it moving. I'm going to just act like it never happened. That builds up and that stays in your body, that stays in your subconscious. So it just continues to come out in ways that's really not healthy, And that's when you, like I said, you experience your time in the sleep stages. When you awaken, you sit there and you recognize, I don't need to be angry with the way that I feel anymore. I have compassion for myself, When you have compassion for yourself, you have compassion for others. It comes in, it gets better, your world gets brighter. And then you realize that alone time is actually time for me to just process. It's actually time for me to stop running away from my child. Treat your feelings like your child. I'm telling you, you won't go wrong, because I'm telling you, you will sit there and say, I would never treat my child like this. I would never neglect my child. I would never turn my back on my child. And if you would, you need to get right with your child, okay? Because that ain't right, my sugar biscuits. It's not right. That's not right. So again, at the end of my sleeping and awakening process, I came to the point where I just said, I need better in my life. I need to do better. Like I said, 6 months into the new year, and I don't have what I wanted to have for myself. And it's not because it was bad. It's because I was rejecting my feelings. I was sitting there saying that, oh my gosh, I can't feel this. Oh my God, this is so painful. Oh my God, I'm just in shambles. I didn't want to sit still. And I made a PSA about sitting still. I just want things to get done. I just want to go. I just want to be. I just want to da-da-da-da-da. And I realized I have unaddressed feelings. I have unaddressed pain. I have an inner child that's been crying, nurture me. But all I could hear and see was, this is sadness and grief I don't want to feel, but it's not. It's not. Of course, you don't want to feel it, but it's there to let you know. I cannot stress that enough. It's there to let you know. Don't be afraid of your feelings. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your Positivity with Poe. When we get back, we're going to get into some Poe news. Keep it here on Wild U Radio.
Indie for your mind, indie for your spirit. It's Wild Radio, so you know you're gon' hear it. Whether you like to spit it or you just wanna feel it. Forever indie, baby, and you know we got the spirit. Indie for your mind, indie for your spirit. Indie for your mind, indie for your spirit. Indie for your your mind, indie for your spirit. Indie media for the indie spirit on Wild Radio.
All right, world. Welcome back to Positivity with Poe. I'm sorry, y'all. I was hotter than a biscuit in the oven, baby. It's the summertime. You got to forgive Miss Poe B. All right. But that's the lesson that I wanted to teach y'all. You know what that lesson was to sit there with your feelings, AKA your sweat, AKA all the ugly stuff you don't want nobody to see. Sit there with that and see how you feel. That takes real bravery. Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing Poe News, Positivity with Poe. Poe News is just shouting out local artists, local people, local entrepreneurs that were interesting to me, that I would love for everybody to feature, check out, get to know, work with, and we're going to keep this going. So to spread some awareness, if you want to be on Positivity with Poe or talk about some news that's interesting, please send it my way on Instagram. I'll give you all the deets later, but let's jump into it. So the first first piece of news I want to shout out is BWCCC. Shout out to BWCC. I added an extra C. You know why I added an extra C? For cool. Hello. Okay. BWCC, y'all. So BWCC stands for Black Women Connecting Communities. We are, because I'm a part of it too, we are seeking to unite women of color across the globe and just Black people in general with all that we do and all that we are. Season 2 is back. But we're actually about to end season 2, honoring the Black men. Guys, make sure you go check it out and make sure you check us out this Wednesday. Airing, I believe at 8:30. Producers, y'all let me know if that's right. But if not, I'm definitely going to feature it on my page. Yeah, 8 p.m. Thanks, y'all. I love y'all. It's definitely going to be on my page, 8 p.m. So make sure you check us out. Again, we're going to be honoring Black men. Paying homage to Black men, excuse me. So if you have anybody you'd like to shout out, just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll make sure we get that going on the BWCC podcast. But we're doing a lot of different things right now. So please check out the pages as well. I'll have all that information posted. Don't worry about that. But yeah, we're going to keep it rolling. So I also have one of my favorite people who speaks up for child trafficking and sexual child abuse. He goes by Boldly C. Thomas, and he also leads a workshop every second and fourth Monday, Writing to Wellness, hosted by C. Thomas. Shout out to you. I love you so much, Chris. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. You're so great. Every second and fourth Monday at 6 p.m., visit creativesuitland.org. It is a virtual workshop designed to help writers heal trauma through poetry and storytelling. So please check that out, Writing to Wellness. And it is donation-based, so please throw in some money, support your artists, okay? And last but not least, I have one of my good friends, Ellie Imani. I'm going to have her on episode 2 to talk about her new poetry book, Kickbacks and Midnight Snacks. So she's going to be our first guest on Positivity with Poe, here to share her story about how she made a plan and how she got through her process to bring you this awesome dopeness right here. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your Poe News for the week. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode, the season premiere of Positivity with Poe, season 2. Again, the main message about Are You Awake Yet is being a parent to yourself, being a parent to your inner child. What's your inner child? All the emotions that you don't want to face. My thing is that, like I said, if you were a parent right now, if you are a parent and your child came to you crying, hungry, whatever, you wouldn't turn your child down. So don't turn yourself down, okay? Let those emotions come in. Sit with them. Sit with them. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing to be afraid of. Honor yourself. Stop hating yourself. The way we hate ourselves is that we go out and we try to numb our feelings. and don't do it alone. If you need help, reach out to somebody, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, seek professional counseling. There's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with having somebody walk you through it. You don't have to do it alone. But what you do have to do is realize you deserve to be happy too, my sugar biscuits. You deserve all the freshest organic ingredients in your biscuit. Okay. Guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, Wow You Radio. This is amazing, y'all. I'm just so excited. I can't wait. Keep it locked. We'll be right back with a sign off. Bye.
Everybody get your heel on. Everybody get your heel on. What? Oh, what? Am I the only one who sings to their crystals? If so, you should try it. Whether you're just starting your collection or adding to it, check out Black Girl Crystal Bar. We have an assortment of crystals ranging from rough to polish, spheres to points, jewelry to pins. We've got a little bit of everything. Follow Black Girl Crystal Bar on Instagram at blkgrl.crystalbar and Facebook at Black Girl Crystal Bar. If you see something you like, just yell for the bartender and she'll serve up what you need. Well, let me get back to cleansing and charging these crystal babies. See you at the Crystal Bar.
All right, my sugar biscuits. Again, thank you for tuning in. This was Positivity with Poe. Episode 1, Are You Awake Yet? Well, this is actually just a prelude into episode 1. I just wanted to get started with that message to everybody to wake you up, let you know it's okay to feel what you feel. Don't run from it anymore. Be a good parent to your emotions. Consider your emotions your child. And that is all I have to say on that. As I said, season 2 is about making a plan. So it's all about jumping into how to know your purpose, how to awaken to your purpose, and understand planning is not as it's not as much of a step-by-step rubric as you may think. Planning actually involves being prepared for the unknown and what the unknown can reveal to you. And that's why, again, I wanted to start with asking, are you awake yet? Because the unknown means doing something you've never done before. It means getting out of your comfort zone, getting into those uncomfortable atmospheres and conditions to realize what is waiting on the other side of that. It's like pulling back the curtains. So, my sugar biscuits, if you want to keep up with Miss Poe B, make sure to follow me on Instagram at MSPO_B. If you want to follow BWCC, that's also BLK. WMNCC on Instagram as well. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. I'm also there as Miss Poe B. Check me out. I'll have season 1 up of Positivity with Poe. And also, yes, Black Women CC. That's BLK Women, WOMENCC. Listen, y'all, Miss Poe B memory ain't that great. Y'all gonna have to work with me, okay? Y'all gonna have to work with me. But for all updates, you're gonna see me post on the Miss Poe B page on Instagram. That's my main avenue right now. The Miss Poe B blog will be up soon, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned for that. I'm super excited about that. You'll get to see what I really do in BWCC. I like to eat, in case you didn't know. So you get to see my food and travel blog, a part of the Miss Poe B blog. It's going to be a lot of fun, and my poetry. All right, y'all, make sure you check me out next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wow You Radio. And also make sure you follow Wow You Radio, guys. Like, it's very simple. What's that? Wow, WOWU Radio. Hello. Okay. It's all on Instagram. And I have a special announcement from Wow You Radio. I'm not going to announce it yet because we got to keep it a secret. We got to take our time because, like a biscuit, I'm not going to just tell you my special ingredient right up front. You got to work for that. Okay. So Wow You Radio, I'm going to work for that. It's a wrap, y'all. I'll see y'all next Tuesday with Ellie Imani. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Positivity with Poe. With Poe. With Poe. With Poe. With Poe. With Poe.
Radio, keeping a firm grip on the community. We handle today's issues for tomorrow's successes. Wild Radio.
I was deep.